the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Turn 3 Racing Network, as tonight we're here at the big, the bad, the vast, the Talladega Super Speedway. Thank you very much for joining us out here tonight. I am your host. My name is K.R. Stolfus, and this is the PADD Sunday Select Series, as they bring you the Pitstall Facebook group 75. Thank you so much for joining me here tonight as qualifying has gotten underway. Several cars have made their way out onto the track. So without further ado, let's start bringing you qualifying as they have gotten right into it. Jesse Unroe in the 133 making his way out onto the speedway. Very cautiously making his way out onto the speedway. Paul Servant also getting out onto the track here as well. Speaking of Paul Servant, we take a peek at our point standings brought to you by GW Graphics. Paul Servant is your points leader coming into this race. He does have a 33-point lead over Daniel Holloway. Servant was able to pick up 2 wins in a row. He is on a hot streak. Can he make it 3 in the last 3 races? We're going to find out, but Paul Servant leading the points. Mark Mann, Anthony Poston sitting 4th and 3rd. DJ Mitzel rounding out your top 5. As I hit the wrong button, we're going to look at these graphics roll through one more time, but now we're going to hit that button and make them go away. So, a little bit of a rough start here already, but qualifying well and truly underway now. The 3 machine of Paul Servant rim riding for his opening lap. Pondo Co in the 9 machine right now sitting on pole. 3 drivers have already completed their first lap. Everyone else still either on the warm-up or sitting on pit road. Looks like we're going to have about 23, 24 cars out here tonight. Want to thank everybody for joining me in YouTube chat. Thank you so much, guys. I am going to be flying solo here tonight. Randy Post, the slacker. Well, he has the night off. That's okay. I always enjoy when Randy joins me in the booth, but man, we're gonna miss him tonight, but no big deal. We're gonna have some great racing action out here tonight. Ben Peterson taking over the top spot for the moment in that 18 machine. We'll see if that is going to hold, as everyone else now is starting to kind of get in on their flying lap. The Batmobile, Mark Mann out on the speedway as well. As Mark Mann rolls around right now, Mark Mann finding himself kind of riding down on that inside striped line. Not pinching the car off a whole lot coming off of the corner. Eases it into 3 and 4 there. Chris Akers now to the top with a 50.567. That is the 4 machine of Akers. Akers running a Reese's paint scheme here tonight. Normally we see Akers in a black 4, a little bit colorful paint scheme. J.R. Johnson finding himself in 7th place right now in the 37 machine. As these times start to roll in, I'll try and bring you these drivers as they make their way around this bad fast Talladega Super Speedway. JD Crow in the 17 going to drop down through the tri-oval on the flat, and he is going to cross the line. JD Crow going to go from 16th spot all the way up into 4th. Paul Servant sitting on pole now. The timer continues to tick down. We are going to step away for just a moment for our national anthem. No one go anywhere. We'll be back after this.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as the drivers are now making their way to the grid. Let's go through tonight's GW Graphics starting lineup. Row number 1, the 3 of Paul Servant and the 133 of Jesse Unroe. Row number 2 going to be the 04 of Mark Mann and the 17 of JD Crow. Row number 3 will be the 4 of Chris Akers and the 18 of Ben Peterson. Row number 4, the 82 of Daniel Harrington and the 9 of Pondo Co. Row number 5, the 84 of Lynn McNeese and the 37 J.R. Johnson. Row number 6, the 91 of Sean Wilder, and on his outside, the 27 of Sean Stevens. Row 7 is the 11 machine of Roy Grandy and the 151 of Rick Greenaway. Row number 8, the 101 of David Gainforth and the 131 of Brandon Herndon. Row number 9, the 21 of Daniel Holloway and the 61 of DJ Mitzel. Row 10, the 48 of TJ Buck and the 011 of Jason Kinzer. Row number 11 will be the 30 of Donald Bennett and our race admin for tonight, the 711 of Stephen Herman. Row 12, the 31 of Todd Poston and the 88 of Dana Osborne. And that is going to make up our 24 car field here. Stephen Herman, a special thank you and shout out going to the Squirmin' Herman himself. He is our race control for tonight, giving up his night of racing to help keep these drivers in line. And so that takes a special kind of person. And Stephen Herman has volunteered for a thankless job, so thank you, Stephen Herman, for what you do for these drivers, this broadcaster, and this league here on Sunday night. But the lights are out on the Ford Butstein. We are getting ready to go green flag racing here tonight. 75 laps at Talladega. Paul Servant, Jesse Unroe on the front row. Pace car makes its way onto the pit lane as we get ready to send them off the long wait down through the trial. The flagman patiently waiting to drop the green flag. The fans are on their feet. Here we go. The green flag flies and we are racing here tonight for the Pitstall Facebook Group 75 as the field heads off into turn number 1. Side by side, everyone goes. They are looking right now nice and steady. Everyone got through the gearbox cleanly on that one. Very easy to spin a tire, but everyone was able to make it through the box, the gearbox, and away we go. Jesse Unroe with the momentum for the moment, and that 133 stays up high, does not drop down in front of the 3 of Paul Servant. Mark Mann in the 04 staying tightly tucked in to the rear bumper of that 3 machine. Meanwhile, we got a little bit of slicing and dicing going on behind them. The 30 machine of Donald Bennett, last car on the speedway for the moment, but that is not going to last too long. Even though he is the last car on the speedway, that's only 1.5 seconds off the race leader, so these guys are very close already, nose to tail, side by side. The 48 TJ Buck and a new paint scheme out here tonight for himself. But Buck, right now, if you're at the back of the pack, no worries, just ride around. You got plenty of time to figure out how you want to make your way to the front. But out in front with the clear advantage is the 3 of Paul Servant, the 04 Mark Mann. Gonna make a move to the outside lane. He's gonna challenge for the race lead now, as we see JD Crow get a little bit of a wiggle. Out of line he goes. 2 more cars go spinning down to the inside. We stay green as it is off the racing surface, and that is the 151 of Rick Greenaway. And Greenaway tries to right the car but gets spun out again, and now gets rolling and still can't get it rolling. Smacks the wall, and now he is going to take it to pit lane. So Rick Greenaway troubles very early here at Talladega. all that went down last time they came through the tri-oval, but so far we're clean and green. No caution coming out. Pondo Co has lost the draft. That 9 machine all by himself. Pondo Co looking like he's got some damage on that race car as well. 2 fast repairs are available to these drivers, but the 9 is going to need some help from a caution to get caught back up to this field. The 18 machine of Ben Peterson. Falling back in that 3rd lane. He's going to slot down inside, but Mark Mann in the 04, your new leader, finding himself out in front. "75 laps our scheduled distance here tonight, 200 miles. Actually 199 if you calculate it. But we're going to go ahead and round it up to 200 miles because that's a nice even number, and we like nice even numbers. Unless you're a fan of odd numbers, which those are nice numbers too. We are not numberous here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. So Mark Mann now battling side by side with the 4 of Chris Akers as they cross the line. Man, that one was close on that lap, but I believe it was going to be scored to the 4 of Mark Mann. Or the 04 of Mark Mann. The 4 of Chris Akers, though, does have his nose poked out just a little bit. We'll see if he's going to clear the 04 and drop down to the inside. As Akers has not made the move yet. Now he drops down to the inside and going to get in front of the 04. Paul Servant, our early race leader, now the 3rd car on the inside lane. Mark Mann pulling. Well, I thought he was getting ready to pull outside and use the momentum that the outside lane was generating to help push him to the front, but he stays tucked in behind the 4 Chris Akers. JD Crow in the 17 tucked in tight behind the 133. Now Mark Mann does decide to make the move to the outside lane, and Daniel Holloway going to try something in the 3rd lane. The 21 machine backs out of that decision, tucks right back in behind Brandon Herndon in the 131. This is race number 8 of a 13 race season. Just 3 races remaining, including this one, till we begin our chase. That chase includes the top 12 drivers in the point standings. As Herndon now finds himself all alone in that 3rd lane, nobody going up there with him. He's going to fall back just a little bit till you get to the Mr. Bubbles 101 machine of David Gainforth. And now, ooh, we got contact in the outside wall. That is the 91 of Sean Wilder. Wilder with a big wiggle, scraped the wall a little bit, held on to it, still stays in that 3rd lane. So Wilder going to work with JD Crow in that 3rd lane. Here comes Gainforth in the pink Mr. Bubble machine. He's going to add his car to that 3rd lane mix. JD Crow, though, drops down to the inside. So too does the 91 and Wilder. So they are now back to 2 wide as the 133 of Jesse Unroe slides down in front of the 4 of Chris Akers. The 04 of Mark Mann now to his outside. And the 21 of Daniel Holloway, surrounded by sugar. Mark Mann has to deal with a Rockstar energy drink, Reese's Pieces, and a Hershey's machine. Not too far behind that is another sugary mix, the 3, sponsored by Oreo. Paul Servant finding himself 3rd car inside lane. All kinds of sugary mixes out there. These guys are so sweet that if it rained, they would melt instantly. But Jesse Unruh out in front. Mark Mann trying to take the race lead away from him. We're already on lap 10 of 75. Keep in mind, if we have to, we will use a green-white checkered, but we still got a lot of racing to go before we even have to worry about that. Everyone's still trying to figure out where they want to run. Seeing a lot of cars trying that third lane. JD Crow once again up there with nobody going with him just yet. So hard to get that outside lane momentum rolling just by yourself, but man, the more you try it, the more these people are going to start thinking it's a viable option. We get a few drivers who stick their nose out into that third lane but drop right back down. Daniel Holloway in the 82 machine finding himself kind of in the mix up here. Fourth car on the inside line as we go on board with the Demon Tech 82 machine. Down into the tri-oval here at Talladega as they race towards the start-finish line. Daniel Harrington carrying us on board for this one into turn number 1. JD Crow, Paul Servant just ahead of him. The 84 machine, that is Lynn McNeese in that Western Auto paint scheme made famous by Darrell Waltrip while he owned his own race car. Lynn McNeese with a bit of a throwback paint scheme to a NASCAR legend. Out and up front is the 04 of Mark Mann. And Mark Mann coming around to lead his 4th lap of the race. So far we have had 4 different leaders out here tonight. Mark Mann, Jesse Unruh, Chris Akers, Paul Servant have all led laps here so far. I do want to point out that the 151 of Rick Greenaway has rejoined the race. He is 2 laps down. The Greenaway family virtual racing machine now working with the 9 of Pondo Co. as they are going to end up getting lapped here in just a matter of moments. Pondo Co. though, last car on the lead lap. A little bit of damage on that 9 machine. He is hoping for a caution before this field can swallow him up and put him 1 lap down. Meanwhile, at the front of the field, that outside lane really has fizzled out quite a bit. Mark Mann in the 04 leading a very long train. The 30 of Donald Bennett, last car in this group. The 31 of Donald Bennett is the last car in this group. He finds himself tucked in behind the 27 of Sean Stevens. A black and red 11 machine, that is Roy Grandy. Roy started in 13th, right now finding himself in 17th. Not a bad spot to be in for the moment. Got a nice little group around him of well-maintained cars. But Roy with a new paint scheme here, using my 2 favorite colors, black and red. I think that car looks good. I'm not an AMD fan myself, but doesn't mean that it can't go on a car in a tasteful manner. That black and red machine now finds itself in 20th spot. But up at the front, it continues to be the 04 Mark Mann. We are just a handful of laps away from green flag pit stops. Several of you have already chimed in on YouTube chat, telling me who your favorite driver is. We got one for the 37 of J.R. Johnson, one for the 3 of Paul Servant. It looks like an argument might break out about who you should be cheering for as the field comes down to pit lane. Chris Akers, Mark Mann gonna make contact. They get it sorted out somehow. How about that as the field makes its way onto pit lane in unison? David Gainforth in the 101 machine has stayed out. And so Gainforth, your race leader. Rick Greenaway in the 151 going to stay tucked in behind David Gainforth. So that 101 going to lose out on some speed here. So he is going to have to hit pit lane. He will end up a little bit behind the rest of the field as these two cars now make their way onto pit road. But of the drivers who came down pit lane, the 133 of Jesse Unroe going to win that battle, and he finds himself now leading the charge. Mark Mann and Daniel Harrington tucked in behind him. As I whack the microphone. So the 133 out in front, Unroe going to lead his 4th lap of the race. And our first round of green flag pit stops is done and over with. One car making his way back down pit lane. That is the 17 of JD Crow. So things not looking too good for the 17 machine. Paul Servant in the 3 has lost a lot of ground along with the 4 of Chris Akers. They find themselves 19th and 20th after coming into pit lane, kind of in front of the field here. Now they are in danger of going 1 lap down. So green flag pit stops have really kind of upset the 3 and the 4's game plan. They are going to be looking for a caution as well to try and get back into this thing. So as they work their way down the back stretch, Jesse Unroe, your race leader, but Mark Mann in the 04 trying to challenge for the race lead. Side by side, our group of 5 cars, that is Mark Mann, Jesse Unroe, Brandon Herndon, Daniel Harrington, and the 011 of Jason Kinzer. These 5 cars have broken away from the field here a little bit. That is Todd Poston in the set 31 machine, leading the next group of drivers. They find themselves 6.8 seconds behind our race leader. There are a lot of cars in this mix, so they will be able to catch up, but can they catch up in the amount of time that they have on their fuel tank, as both groups of cars are turning very similar lap times? This second group is just a hair faster. Last time around, Mark Mann turned a 47.9. Todd Poston turned a 47.7. So this second group is moving a little bit quicker. I do have a lot of ground to make up. Mark Mann, though, has got this group single file, so they're going to start turning some quicker lap times. Being single file right now is going to be very important, but you know, as a driver myself, following the car in front of me is kind of goes against everything my right foot wants to do. I want to be out front. I want to lead everything. If you get a run on a car, you may try and make a move, but making that move will kind of hurt the group. So you do have to find a nice little balance, and right now they are sitting nose to tail. These 5 cars really clicking off some laps here. Todd Poston is closing in. He now sits 6.5 seconds off the race lead. So he is inching closer to them. But it is a bit of a gap. And they are probably about 10 laps away from another set of green flag pit stops. We ride on board with the 31 machine. Looking out the back of it now, that is the 61 of DJ Mitzel. Got some people now cheering for the 31. So Todd finding himself right now in 6th place, trying to close the gap to Jason Kinzer. They are inching closer. Mark Mann, though, continues to lead in that 04 as Jesse Unruh in the 133 going to step out. The 011 of Jason Kinzer going to go with him. And the argument resumes in YouTube chat of the who to cheer for. Chant for the 37 going down right now. That is in 11th place. J.R. Johnson finding himself in this second group of drivers. The 31 still leading this group. Ben Peterson, David Gainforce as the 4 of Chris Akers. Something has happened to the 4 machine. He has slowed down the backstretch, and I don't think that engine is under power anymore. We'll see what happens to the 4 if he can make it back to pit lane. But now the 133 of Jesse Unruh is your race leader. Jason Kinzer in the 011 machine pushing hard on him. Mark Mann finds himself in 3rd. So Unruh leading. Akers going to go another lap down. Now finds himself 2 laps down. And the speed that Akers is carrying, I don't know if he is going to make it to his pit stall. But he is trying, but another rough go for the 4 of Akers. Check in on the 3 of Paul Servant. Now finds himself working with the 17 of J.D. Crow. Crow is now the last car on the lead lap. They are coming up on the 151 of Rick Greenaway. Greenaway going to move up to the high side and going to allow the 3 and the 17 to squeeze on by. Rick should drop down, help add some speed to this group. 3 cars are going to work faster than 2, but 5 cars are going to be faster than 3. As we scroll back just a little bit further, you can see the 31 is now within 5.8 seconds of the race leader. Well, they are closing in, but kind of like I thought, not fast enough to get caught back up to this group before we're going to have to hit pit road again. But Todd leading this second group of drivers. Sean Stevens in the 27 machine in this group as well. just ahead of Stevens. That is Lynn McNeese in the 84 machine. And Johnson running a new paint scheme. That's why I didn't recognize it. My bad, John R. Johnson, for not recognizing your paint scheme. Running a Mobile One paint scheme there. It threw me off just a little bit. I apologize, was not ready for that. Oh boy, the mistakes keep rolling. Our second group trying desperately to catch up to the first group. They have lost some speed here. They are now 7 seconds behind our race leader. The 31 is now 7 seconds behind. So somehow he has lost 2 seconds. And that is because our leaders have got a little bit more energy now. The 17 and the 3 have joined this group. They are going to move up to the high side. And I'm being chastised in YouTube chat by, I believe it's Katie or Katia Burger. I apologize for mixing that up, but that's a bit of a tough one for me to read there. English is not my first language. It is my only language, but it's not my first language. I first spoken goo goo gaga baby talk. Either way, we're moving on. Jesse Unroe continues to lead. Jason Kinzer sitting in second. Paul Servant, now the first car 1 lap down. He is going to be battling with JD Crow if the caution comes out to get his lap back. As we have more cars hitting pit lane, this is quite a bit of them from the second group of drivers. Ben Peterson trying to find his pit stall. That is going to cost Ben Peterson in the 18 a ton of time. But DJ Mitzel going to lead this group of drivers off of pit lane. Do want to give a shout out to one driver who is missing out here tonight. That is Les Levy. Les is away on business. Kind of just down the street from me. He's in my neck of the woods, but business keeping him away from me. And Les, glad you're checking in, man. Hope you're enjoying yourself. I hope the broadcast is everything you need to keep you entertained here tonight. But man, we wish you were out here with us. Mostly because I need a caution break, and I know you're good for at least 2 or 3 a night. But Jesse Unroe continues to lead. Chris Akers in the 4 has rejoined the race. He finds himself 3 laps down as several more cars try to make their way off of pit lane. So now green flag pit stops have really scattered this field. Paul Servant gonna have to make some evasive maneuvers here as we got drivers rejoining the race. This backstretch is a traffic jam. It looks like the highway here is with cars going everywhere and nobody knows exactly what's gonna happen next. But Unroe continues to lead. Jesse Unroe going to make the break for pit lane. Jason Kinzer on the pit lane as well. Kinzer with a very aggressive entry. Gained some ground. So another round of pit stops. Another group of cars come down pit lane. Daniel Harrington now scored as your race leader. Harrington has not made his way down pit road for his second stop of the night. working through some lap traffic here. Cars trying to stay on the lead lap. We're on lap 34 of 75, and Harrington going to brake for pit lane, and he is going to hit pit road with a few other cars. That is the 3 of Paul Servant, the 4 of Chris Akers. So 3 more drivers on the pit lane. Jesse Unruh in the 133 wins the race off of pit road. So he may assume the race lead once again. So as Unruh makes his way onto the front stretch, Harrington in the 82 is off a pit lane trying to get rolling. Chris Akers, Paul Servant just ahead of him, and you can see in that shot the 133 getting ready to motor on by the 82 as here comes Jesse Unruh for the race lead. Daniel Harrington trying to get up to speed, not going to get it done as Jesse Unruh back to the front. He has been there for 13 laps so far tonight. Check in on the 37/12 machine of J.R. Johnson. That is the 91 of Sean Wilder, tucked in right behind him. DJ Mitzel in the 31 of Todd Poston just in front of them. Now we have really seen this field get stretched out as we have had 2 green flag pit stops. DJ Mitzel, Todd Poston, they are 8.7 seconds off the race lead as the 12 machine's going to take a peek to the outside here. JR trying to make his way up into 6th place. DJ Mitzel in the 61 has that spot for the moment. But the field really getting spread out right now. The 18 of Ben Peterson, last car on the lead lap, finding himself 30.3 seconds off the race lead. And as I say that, the 3 machine of Paul Servant is able to get in front of the 133 of Jesse Unruh. So Paul Servant now the last car on the lead lap. And so with all of these drivers coming down in a little bit different pit strategies on different times, we are going to see this race really throw some curveballs into the strategies. But Jesse was contact Chris Akers and Brandon Herndon get a little too close for comfort. Now Paul Servant in the 3 going to go 1 lap down once again. Jesse Unruh gets around the 3 on the high side. Jason Kinzer and Brandon Herndon following in the tire tracks of your race leader. Unruh drops down to the inside. That leaves Kinzer out high and dry. A good little shot from the 3 there, upset the back end of that 133, but Jesse able to hold on to it. As we are halfway already, this race clicking off laps very quickly. Now Paul Servant has the momentum with the 4 of Chris Akers, shoving him back onto the lead lap. So Paul Servant back onto the lead lap. That 3 machine finding himself in 18th place. He is racing hard trying to stay on the lead lap. Nothing wrong with what he is doing. It is important for this 3 machine to be on the lead lap if he wants to have a shot at winning this thing. Akers a bit of a wiggle there going into the corner as we look out the back of the 3. Field coming at you as they head for the tri-oval. Mark Mann in the 04, finding himself in 4th place. Daniel Harrington rounding out the top 5 for the moment. Harrington in the 82 machine, the 04 of Mark Mann, trying to close the gap here and make it a 5-car battle for the race lead. The 17 of J.D. Crow in between the 04 and the 131 of Herndon. Crow is 1 lap down, as now Paul Servant is going to go a lap down again, so he's now back to being the first car 1 lap down and having to fight with J.D. Crow for that position. Crow going to get to his back bumper, and if the caution comes out, I mean, that is important. The leader is in sight. You guys, if you are one of these guys that is 1 lap down, your race hangs in the balance right here. You've got to do everything you can to try and get back on the lead lap, because you just do not know when these cautions are going to come out, if we even get one. This thing could go all 75 laps without a yellow flag, as we are working lap 41. We get ready to start lap 42. Unruh leading the field into the tri-oval. There was 17 cars on the lead lap. We started 22 drivers. Kinzer in the 011 going to make a move to the high side. Brandon Herndon closes the door, closes the gap that the 011 made. Going to get to the back bumper of Unruh, but Kinzer has some momentum going down the backstretch, and he is going to drop down in front of Unruh. Your new leader is the 011 of Jason Kinzer. As Kinzer now takes over the top spot, he races towards the start-finish line to lead his first lap of the night. Chris Akers, Paul Servant trying to work their way to the front. Check in the back here just a little bit. 6th place going to the 12 of J.R. Johnson and Sean Wilder in 7th. The Mr. Bubbles of David Gainforth sitting in 8th with DJ Mitzel 9th. Johnson finding himself 9.2 seconds off the race lead. Lynn McNeese in the 84 machine, tucked in behind the 9 of Pondo Co. Pondo is 1 lap down. We do have 3 cars that are currently 1 lap down. And then the 4 of Chris Akers is 4 laps down. Rick Greenaway finding himself 5 laps down. That 151 of Greenaway tucked in behind the 84 of Lynn McNeese. Well, this group of drivers trying to stay single file, trying to log some laps and get back into the battle for the race lead. They have got some ground to make up, and they are in need of a caution to catch up to our leader, the 011 of Jason Kinzer. Paul Servant in the 3 machine to the outside to put himself back on the lead lap. As far as timing and scoring is concerned, we are working lap 45 of 75. Kinzer through the tri-oval one more time. Going to lead his 4th lap of the night. Katia asking what my name is. My name is KR. As we're watching the 3 of Paul Servant try and make his way back onto the lead lap. not giving up the battle there just yet. So Paul Servant now in front of the race leader. Chris Akers in the 4. Has the 17 of J.D. Crow pushing him down the backstretch. Servant being the last car on the lead lap. Would love for a caution to come out right now. So Paul Servant, your points leader, struggling to stay on the lead lap. Can he make this work as he is out in front of the leader? Chris Akers in the 4, staying tucked in tight to the door. Akers has a bit of a run here. We'll see if he's going to drop down to the inside before he can make it to the turn, but that is not the case. So Akers going to get one of his several laps back. And now J.D. Crow in the 17 trying to push hard on the 4 of Akers so he can be on the lead lap. As we have another group of cars on pit road. And the 12 machine has been sitting there for a while. 38 seconds and counting that he has been stationary in his pit stall. Something has gone wrong for the 37/12. JR, a long pit stop. Finally, he gets rolling. 50 seconds that he was in his pit lane. He is one lap down, maybe in danger of going a second lap down. Not sure what happened to the 12, but costly mistake for JR. Lynn McNeese and Rick Greenaway are working together now after they have made their pit stops. The 31 of Todd Poston finding himself in 11th place, and the caution flag is going to come out. The 21 machine in the tri-oval of Daniel Holloway has gone around. And let's back this up and see what went wrong for the 21 as we go to our turn 3 instant replay. Holloway and Ben Peterson. And that is just a bad push gone wrong that sent the 21 around in the tri-oval. So the yellow flag going to come out. Minimal damage on that 21 machine. But Jason Kinzer scored as your race leader. Paul Servant and J.D. Crow were in front of Kinzer when that caution flag came out. So they are going to get their lap back and get caught up to the field. DJ Mitzel had just made his way onto the racetrack after making his pit stop. So right now he has scored one lap down in 8th place. So we are going to see a lot of drivers take the wave around here. But while I have a moment, I'm going to step away for a quick break. No one go anywhere. We'll be right back after this.
wanted the best, you got him 4 abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Pitstall Facebook group 75. Jesse Unroe won the race off of pit road. Jason Kinzer falls to second. Brandon Hernan sitting in third. Daniel Harrington in fourth. And the 04 of Mark Mann rounding out your top 5 here tonight. Good news for Katia. J.R. Johnson, last car on the lead lap, looks like he is going to take the wave around. That caution coming out just in time for the 12 machine. Several drivers are going to get their lap back here, get caught up to the tail end of this field. We are going to have a big group of drivers. Nobody can make it on fuel from here, so it is going to be a bit of a scramble again to try and get to pit lane as far as who or what is going, who and when they are going to come down the pit road. Several of these cars here in this group going to take the wave around as they are between our leader and the pace car. Tonight's aerial coverage is brought to you by Kubota and J.R. Johnson. As the pace car makes its way around, the 9 of Pondo Co. going to be one of the first ones to take off around the pace car. He finds himself 1 lap down. The 21 of Holloway will be 1 lap down, as well as Donald Bennett, Sean Wilder, Chris Akers, Rick Greenaway sitting 3 and 5 laps down. As the wave around cars make their way around this 2.66 mile speedway. Jesse Unroe in the 133 going to get caught up to the pace car. We're going to stack them up 2 by 2 and let them fly once again. As I mentioned, this is race number 8 in a 13 race season. Coming up next week, that is June 7th, the Key Realty 187.5 at Daytona. Make sure you tune in next Sunday night as the regular season begins winding down. There's 2 races left after this one to settle the score and see who our championship contenders will be. We begin our round of 12 June 21st. Only 1 round of 12. Then we take the top 8 from there. 1 round of 8 drivers. Gonna work it down to 4. And we'll have our championship 4 go at it July 12th for the Key Realty 185 championship race. But before we can get to any of those races coming up, we got to finish this one as the field is working a lap 54. We're going to get the green flag this time. As a pace car gets out of the way, Jesse Unroe, Jason Kinzer on the front row for this restart. Brandon Herndon, Daniel Holloway in row number 2 as they make their way through the tri-oval. And we get ready to go green flag racing once again. Into the restart zone they go. As the green flag flies, we are back underway here at Talladega. Jesse Unruh to the inside. Jason Kinzer on the outside. Kinzer goes way high there, giving lots of room to that inside lane. Field working its way off of turn number 2 and onto the backstretch. Herndon in the 131, making a move to the outside. Can he carry the momentum? Mark Mann gives a shot to the 133. That is enough to send Unruh back into the race lead. So Mark Mann helping Unruh out right there. As this entire field has been bunched back up because of the caution. We're down to 20 laps to go, and Herndon out in front. So Brandon Herndon leading this race. We will see one more pit stop for sure. How is that going to play out? Nobody can make it on fuel from here. Brandon Herndon out in front of the field as they're all side by side right now. As J.R. Johnson is going to go around at the back of the field, and the caution flag is going to come out once again, as it looks like J.R. has gone for a spin. Let's back this up and see what happened to the 12 machine. JR working the high side here. He's got Sean Wilder behind him. And a sharp turn like that looked like maybe a touch of net code. But unfortunately, the 91 of Wilder does not square to the back bumper of the 12. So the yellow flag going to come out once again. Pace car catching the field here. Brandon Herndon in the 131. First car behind the pace car. Daniel Holloway in the 21 machine. Should receive the free pass. We'll have to wait and see if that is official, as our lead lap cars make their way onto pit road. Holloway up on the high side as if he expects to be given the go-ahead to make his way around the pace car. That will put him back on the lead lap. So the 21 makes his way around, and he will find himself in that free pass position. Brandon Herndon in the 131, not coming down pit road this time. Neither did Jesse Unruh. Did have several cars hit pit lane. Mark Mann, Paul Servant, Lynn McNeese, Jason Kinzer, Daniel Harrington, Todd Poston, and a whole bunch of other drivers coming down pit road. The old saying goes, cautions breed cautions, and we have had 2 cautions come out very quickly here. With 18 laps to go, how is this race going to play out? Brandon Herndon looking for his first win of the season. Herndon came into tonight 9th place in the point standings. A good run here will help secure him some extra points. Help keep him above that 12-car cut line. We've had 5 winners so far this season. With all of that being said, there is still quite a few unsecured positions in the point standings for the championship battle. So the lights are on the pace car, so let's take another quick break. No one go anywhere. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to the NSRA Sunday Select Series, presented by People Against Distracted Driving. Thank you so much for joining us out here tonight as the field works its way under yellow here. Pitstall Facebook group 75 has been slowed for its second time tonight. Brandon Herndon, your race leader. We ride on board that 131 machine looking out the back at the rest of the field. Going to have 16 laps to go. Hopefully the lights go out on the pace car this time around, and they do, so the field is going to stack up 2 by 2. Pace laps take 2.5 minutes here at Talladega. When these cars are at speed, you can do a lap in 47.1 seconds. So far, the fastest lap tonight is a tie between Mark Mann with a 47.049 and David Gainforth with a 47.049. That is flat hauling it around this super speedway. Yeah, guys, haven't done so yet, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Let these drivers know you are enjoying the show that they put on for you here tonight. Mara checking in, rooting for Mark Mann in that 04. Good to see you out here as always, Mara. Thank you so much for stopping by. Our 5 winners so far this season: Paul Servant, DJ Mitzel, 2 wins apiece for those two. Anthony Poston picking up 1 win. Mark Mann and Jesse Unroe also have 1 win to their credit so far this season. Those 5 drivers looking to try and punch their ticket into the championship, but here we go. Brandon Herndon leading the field to the green flag. We're going to have 15 laps to go in our scheduled distance. Keep in mind, if we need to, we will have a green-white checkered as the green flag flies once again. Brandon Herndon and Jesse Unroe get back up to speed. DJ Mitzel pushing hard on the 131. J.R. Johnson, despite going around for a spin, finds himself now battling second car in the outside lane. Now make it third car in the outside lane as DJ Mitzel slides up to the high side. But JR gonna have to hit pit lane here in just a handful of laps, along with a couple other drivers, as those tanks will be running dry soon. If we get into a green-white checkered situation, we may see this entire field come down pit road. Some of these guys I know cannot make it to the end of this thing, but it is going to be close. DJ Mitzel, your race leader, as he is out in front for the first time tonight. That 61 machine, 2 wins on the season so far, looking for his 3rd. Paul Servant in the 3 after battling for so long to try and stay on the lead lap. Finds himself 3rd car outside lane. That is why you never give up. You fight tooth and nail all the time, because you just never know what is going to happen. Now you see the 3 back in this thing, sitting there in the top 10 with a shot at winning, now that he has got his car back solidly on the lead lap. All 22 cars that took the green flag are still out on track. Nobody has gone home early just yet. Jesse Unroe, though, your race leader, he is led for 23 laps here tonight. Now trying to make it 24, but J.R. Johnson in the outside lane starting to make some noise. JR in the 12, door to door with the 133 for the race lead. Off of turn number 2 and down this long Talladega backstretch. JR and Jesse getting very close there. With 12 laps to go, we might start seeing these guys ramp up the intensity quite a bit. You're a driver at the back here a little bit. You're going to have to figure out how to try and start making your way forward. As we see 3 wides starting to happen. Ben Peterson in the 18 peeking his nose out. Now Paul Servant in the 3 going to try the 3rd lane. So Paul Servant up to the high side. That 3rd lane trying to make something happen, but that has really broke up the momentum of the 2nd lane. Now Brandon Herndon slides up to the high side, but he is going to go all the way to the wall. He wants a part of that 3rd lane. Jesse Unroe in the 133 stays down on the yellow line as the caution flag is going to come out. David Gainforth in the 101 has gone around, and the yellow flag is going to fly once again. let's go to our turn 3 instant replay. Chris Akers and David Gainforth make contact. Daniel Holloway in the 21 is going to go around as well. We'll take another look at this one. 4 wide as everyone was scrambling, trying to figure out where they wanted to go, as it was time to get on the throttle and get rolling. The hard racing right there, drivers not wanting to give up. So we go back under yellow. Two fast repairs are available to these drivers. We know several of them have already had to use quick repairs. One of those being the 4 of Chris Akers, who was involved in this most recent caution. I believe Akers popped his engine earlier in the race, so had to burn a fast repair there. With Jesse Unruh out in front, I believe that 133 going to lock down, leading the most laps here tonight. He makes his way onto pit road. Our pit reporter has just chimed in. The cone is going to be just fine. They've already reset it. It is back ready to do its duty once again, as DJ Mitzel is now going to take over the race lead. Go on board with the 61 machine, a new paint scheme for DJ, put out by Levy Designs. Hondo Co in the 9 receiving the free pass. He is going to get back on the lead lap. That gives us 18 cars back on the lead lap. We are inside 10 laps to go. You can see the blue cone steadfast in its duties. Back out on the track, ready to be ran over once again. That blue cone not getting paid enough for its reliability and its annoyance. For me. Some people like it. I do not. The DJ Mitzel, Mark Command, J.R. Johnson, Todd Poston, Daniel Harrington making up your top 5. Jesse Unruh, who came down pit road, won the race off of pit road, but finds himself in 13th spot. Jesse has led 26 laps here tonight. We are on caution number 3. We have had 17 lead changes among 9 different drivers. Few more drivers hitting pit lane, one of those being the 12 of J.R. Johnson. So he's going to give up some track position, make his way down onto pit road, top off his fuel tank, make sure he is good to go to the end. With all that being said, let's take another quick break. No one go anywhere. We'll be right back after this.
Grab the hard hats, grab the tools, grab the wheel. There's a job to do, ground to break, earth to move, a deadline to hit. Load in Randy and the boys. Randy's got shotgun, new guys in the back. Haul it all. Dump it all. Do it all. When there's something to prove, a reputation to uphold, you need the Kubota RTVX, North America's #1 selling diesel utility vehicle.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as the lights have just gone out on the Ford Buttstain. Field gonna stack up 2 by 2. DJ Mitzel on the inside of row number 1. Row number 2 is gonna be the 04 of Mark Mann, Todd Poston in the 31, the 82 of Daniel Harrington. If you got a moment, go ahead and head over to Twitch. Check out Demon Tech 82. Tell him KR sent ya. Drop him a follow if you haven't done so yet on Twitch for an in-car perspective. You can also find Rick Greenaway out on his stream, Greenaway Virtual Racing, or Greenaway Family Virtual Racing, I should say. And I do believe Todd Poston has a stream as well. Because there are several streams available to you, but I appreciate y'all hanging out here. Hope everyone is enjoying the show. These drivers are getting ready to go green flag racing. We'll take the green flag with 6 laps to go in our scheduled distance. DJ Mitzel trying to pick up his 3rd win of the season. Mark Mann looking for his 2nd win of the season. Pace car down and away. The field gonna work through the tri-oval as we get ready to go green flag racing once again. DJ Mitzel in control of this field. The long wait for the green flag as this race goes back underway. DJ Mitzel gonna try and lead these next 6 laps and walk away with his 3rd win of the season. But Mark Mann in that outside lane is gonna have something to say about it as the field works its way up through the gearbox, trying to get up to speed as quickly as possible. As Mitzel has a great run on the backstretch. 1 car down below the yellow line, that was Jason Kinzer. Side by side they go as Todd Poston Making a move for the race lead on the outside of DJ Mitchell, the 31 of Todd Poston out in front. Now he drops down in the inside lane with the 04 Mark Mann tucked in right behind him. So Todd to the race lead. He's going to lead his first lap of the race. One angry soldier cheering on the 31 machine. First place is the only acceptable position, Todd. You're going to lose a follower if you don't win this thing. Mark Mann, on the other hand, he says, no, I got Mara watching. I have got to win this one. Who is it going to be with 5 to go as they come through 3 and 4? Todd Poston, DJ Mitchell, teammates sitting 1 and 2. The 3 of Paul Sermont, your points leader, sitting 3rd car on the inside line. Brandon Herndon in the 131 trying to make something happen in the 3rd lane. The driver who's led the most laps here tonight, trying to work with the 131, Jesse Unruh, testing the waters of that 3rd lane. Four more times around. Poston, Mark Mann, side by side down the backstretch. Mark Mann had the lead momentarily going into turn number 3, but that inside line coming back to the front. Poston has the advantage now as they make their way onto the front stretch. Gonna be 3 laps to go this time when they cross the start-finish line. Poston by a nose at the line. Mark Mann right there. Mark trying to keep those inside lane cars pinned down, and Todd Poston gonna slide up to the high side, and DJ Mitchell now with the run as the 11 machine of Roy Grandi goes to the inside wall. We got several cars crashing. The yellow flag is gonna come out. Jesse Unruh is involved. Several cars involved in this one, including the 11 of Roy Grandi and the 17 of JD Crow. Let's back this up, go to our turn 3 instant replay and see what happened here. The 11 and the 133 are just going to get together. Roy going to smack that inside wall. JD Crow in the 17 going to go up in smoke as he gets collected. Hondo Co involved as well. Bennett getting a piece of it. Go on board with the 21 of Holloway. Holloway goes up in smoke as well. With the caution coming out, we are going to have a green-white checkered attempt. With the yellow flag flying, so far nobody trying to make their way onto pit road. Everybody staying out on track. Hondo Co, Jesse Unruh, Roy Grandi, all involved in the caution, making their way onto pit lane. We'll see if that 9 machine has a fast repair available to him. And he does. Jesse Unruh should have one as well. Unruh having to back up. He gets his car quickly repaired. Tire change for the 133 as well. Sean Wilder in the 91 receiving the free pass. That is going to give us once again 18 cars back on the lead lap. JD Crow in the 17 machine still smoking. He has not made his way onto pit road just yet. He is trying to keep pace. The 11 machine of Roy going to pull down, and Roy taking a quick exit to pit lane. So the problems continue for the 11 machine. But JD Crow trying to stay on the lead lap, trying to make it back to pit road with that wounded race car. The Crow, who's had an up and down night, the problems continue for the 17. But the engine does not expire. He's going to make his way around again. So he may not have a fast repair available, so he is going to try and finish this thing out with that wounded race car. Bennett going to hit pit lane, be serviced by his crew. We're going to have a green-white checkered attempt to finish this race out. We are working our fourth caution of the night. 18 lead changes among 10 different drivers. All right, let's see if we can get a word in with the driver of the 31 machine sitting out in front. That is Todd Poston. Todd, you got your ears on, buddy?
I do, KR. How are you?
Doing just fine. This 31 machine out in front right now, but staring down a green-white checkered. What's it going to take to put you in victory lane for a second time this season?
Basically, everything I got. We're going to hope the fuel lasts and make it around.
All right, several drivers cheering for you in YouTube chat as well, but we got one driver saying the fix is in because he could not be out there. Les Levy saying it's fixed. League owners out in front.
Oh, yeah, good old Les. Totally is, bud.
Absolutely. The 31 machine, though, is starting to flex its muscle. You got a two-time winner right behind you, the 61 of DJ Mitzel. Teammates, though, how's this going to work out between you two?
Well, as they say, there's no teammates with the last 3 laps.
I can understand that. Well, Todd, the lights look like they're getting ready to go out on the pace car, man. So any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
Yeah, just want to say shout out to 3 Wide, say thanks to you guys for broadcast, and say hi to anyone from Salty Zombies watching.
All right, that is Todd Poston, driver of the 31 machine, finding himself out in front, choosing the inside lane for this restart. DJ Mitzel going to be on his outside. So after going more than halfway without a caution, second half of the race has been mired by 4 cautions, leading to a green-white checkered attempt. There is no bigger thrill for a driver than knowing that you've got a green white checker to try and get it done. Front row, Todd Poston, DJ Mitchell. Row number 2, the 04 Mark Mann, and the 3 of Paul Servant. Row 3 going to be the 82 of Daniel Harrington and the 27 of Sean Stevens. Stevens has had a quiet night so far, but finding himself in excellent position here at the end of this race to try and win this thing. Can he pick up his first win of the season? Put his name into the hat for a championship run? Pace car getting out of the way. We are going to let them loose once again as we go for a green white checkered attempt. The long wait between the time the pace car goes down pit road and the drop of the green flag here at Talladega. The flagman steadfastly holding that green flag in his hand as they hit the restart zone. We get ready to fire them off for what could be the final time here tonight. And away we go. The green flag flies. Todd Poston gets a good jump. Mark Mann timed it perfectly, staying right with him. And the 4 of Chris Akers is going to go for a spin. And the caution flag is going to fly. Jesse Unruh involved as well. And we're going to take another shot at this one and have another green white checkered attempt. Problems coming into turn number 1 on that restart. Let's go to our turn 3 instant replay and see what happened with the 133 and the 4. Unruh tried to get around the 4 of Akers. Akers trying to keep him behind him. Jesse Unruh fighting to save that car all the way. Didn't quite catch it. Smacks that outside wall, but Chris Akers in the 4 spinning like a top. And the 4 finding problems once again. I do believe that 4 is going to be out of fast repairs. Missing that nose clip, going to have that car seriously down on pace. So as the field tries to make its way back around to catch up to the pace car, we're going to extend this out for another green white checkered attempt. DJ Mitchell in that 61 has got to be worried about his fuel tank. Thing is going to be running dry here soon. Maybe we'll have just enough to make it through this green white checkered attempt. And no, he is not. He is going to make his way onto pit road. So DJ Mitchell having just enough fuel for one green white checkered, cannot get rolling through a second one. So he is going to come down pit road to be serviced by his crew. Trying to look at timing and scoring. JD Crow sitting on pit road. His engine is finally let go. Chris Akers, after an extended pit stop to repair the damage he received last time, has not hit pit road. So the Ford still trying to stay out there. He is currently 3 laps down. The 31 of Bennett received the free pass. He is making his way around to catch up to the field. The 9 of Pondo Co finding himself in 13th place. So trying to get everything caught up for drivers who have had some up and down racing here tonight. Pondo Co in the 9 is back on the lead lap. Having been in a few incidents here tonight, continuing to soldier on, trying to salvage a good finish. 18 of Ben Peterson, who overshot his pit stall couple, I believe he did it once. Lost a lot of time, but has been saved by all these cautions. Still out on track, out on the lead lap. The last time we talked to the 31 of Todd Poston, let's see here if we can talk to another driver. That is the driver right behind him in the 04 machine. That is Mark Mann. Mark, you got your ears on, bud?
Oh, yeah. What's up, KR?
Oh, not a whole lot. Just thought we'd check in, see how this 04 machine is doing, and this green-white checkered attempt gonna find you starting on the front row for the restart.
You know, I've been elbows up this whole race. Pretty much nervous from flag to flag here, so, and I'm pretty nervous right now. I don't know why I haven't been so nervous for a race in a long time. Been good racing up front here.
It has been an epic battle all night long at the front of the field. These drivers have been swapping the top spot several times. And Mark, you have led 12 laps here tonight. What's it going to take to lead the most important lap?
Oh, it's going to take some help, that's for sure. You know, they got some really good finishers up here in Todd Poston, Paul Servant, Dan Harrington. I mean, you got Sean Stevens lurking back there, so I don't know. It's going to get pretty aggressive. I know that. I'm going to be elbows up and pinching down and just try to bring this home.
All right, Mark. Well, the drivers, everyone has their own agendas, their own plans. How are you going to do that by keeping them pinched down?
Run on their door. Gonna try to not let that middle open, because I'll tell you, you give that middle a little bit of room and it's going, no matter who's in that cockpit. It's gonna get pretty crazy here. I just really hope we finish, take the checkered flag and don't finish under yellow. That'd be awesome.
All right, well, final attempt at a green, white, checkered. Any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give before we send you back down to your team?
Heck yeah, Turn 3 Racing Network, KR, and you guys do an awesome job. NSRA, all the owners, PADD, their sponsor, and my teammates at Alliance Motorsports, and friends and family and fans at home. Thank you all for watching. Enjoy the end.
All right, that is Mark Mann from Alliance Motorsports. Right now, going to be restarting on the front row. We'll see who can bring it home. The field patiently waits for the lights to go out. Todd Poston, your race leader. Paul Servant in the 3, Daniel Harrington in the 82. Field getting anxious, but the lights do turn out on the pace car. We get ready to send them one more time into turn number 1. Drivers should have enough fuel, but man, it's going to be close for quite a few of them. We've had several caution laps. Caution flags do help your fuel mileage. But with as close as these things are right now, it is going to be interesting to see who has been very heavy on the throttle. Hopefully everyone has enough fuel, but you never know in these types of situations. Who has been able to save, who has not been able to save any fuel. But the 31 of Todd Poston and the 04 of Mark Mann going to restart out in front. The 3 of Paul Servant, the 82 of Daniel Harrington, then it's the 27 of Sean Stevens and the 84 of Lynn McNeese. That's going to make up your first 3 rows for this restart. Oh, here we go. Final attempt at a green-white checkered. Pace car getting out of the way, heading for pit lane. Todd Poston in the 31, trying to get his second win on the season. Mark Mann in the 04, trying to get his second win of the season. Paul Servant trying to make it 3 for 3. Finding himself second car inside line. Here we go. The field works its way through the tri-oval, and the green flag flies once again. And we are underway very quickly. That inside line getting single file. Mark Mann in the 04 being left high and dry. That is Ben Peterson in the 18 going to join the 04 in that second lane now. Paul Servant in the 3 moves up to the high side. Servant with the momentum going into turn 3, but Todd Poston fends off the charge. Sean Stevens helping out that 20 in that 27 machine. Down the front stretch we go, trying to get to the white flag. Todd Poston out in front as the white flag flies. Final time around. 1 to go, presented by Key Realty. And that 27 machine of Sean Stevens has Key Realty on the hood. Can that 27 win for the first time this season? Works his way down the backstretch, pushing hard on the 31 of Todd Poston. Paul Servant trying to stay tough in the outside lane. TJ Buck, Paul Servant are going to make contact. More contact. Mark Mann goes up and over. Todd Poston in the 31 off of turn number 4. Sean Stevens not able to get a run just yet. Nothing for him off through the tri-oval. And Todd Poston in the 31 is going to pick up the win here tonight. Sean Stevens going to bring it home in second, and Daniel Harrington in the 82 going to round out the final step of the podium, as this one ended with a heavy impact at the back of the field. Let's go to our turn 3 instant replay and see what happened to the 04 of Mark Mann. He got into the wall hard after Paul Servant and TJ Buck made contact. But Todd Poston is going to come away with the race win. As the 31 comes around to celebrate his victory. Lights up the tires. There's some post-race activity going on. The 91 and the 4 getting together. Here comes the 3. He's going to add his name into the hat for some post-race activity. But Todd Poston picking up the win here at Talladega for the Pitstall Facebook group 75. No one go anywhere. We're going to set up our post-race show. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our Turn 3 post-race show. We have caught up with our race winner, the 31 of Todd Poston. Todd, congratulations, second win of the season.
Oh, it feels great to get locked in now.
Well, the 31, feeling like you're locked in to the championship battle. Got 2 wins on the season, making yourself a serious contender for the championship. We still have 2 races to go. What's your focus point now?
Focus point now is basically just trying to get back to victory lane now. We can take as many chances as we want now.
Well, took a big chance out there tonight. That 31 machine was able to survive all the carnage at the end of the race and pick up the win. Any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give for this race win?
Definitely got to thank my teammate DJ Mitchell. We were running there together at the end. He just came up a lap short with that final green-white checker. And then I definitely got to thank Sean there for pushing me to the end.
All right, man. Well, congratulations. Go celebrate some more in victory lane, and we will look for you next week at Daytona.
Thank you, KR.
That was Todd Poston, your race winner in the 31 machine, getting it done out there tonight. But now let's move on to our second place driver, and that is the 27 of Sean Stevens. Sean, how are you doing out there tonight?
Good, KR. How you guys?
Oh, not too bad. Not too bad. The 27 brings home its best finish of the season with second place. Almost had a shot at winning this one. Tell us a little bit about that final green-white checkered attempt.
Yeah, I was going to push Todd. I was looking to go outside, and I didn't see anybody go, so I just stood in line. I figured I'd just push Todd to the win and finish with a second.
Well, second place is where you finish here tonight. A solid run anytime you come to a super speedway. And that 27 has been knocking on the door of the podium several times now. But here you are, second place. Any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
Yeah, give a shout out to PADD for being the series sponsor, Todd and everybody for NSRA for running the series, and teammate Mark Mann and Jason Kinzer was running with us tonight, and Roy Grande. So we were trying to get up in the top 5.
Well, you did it by bringing it home in second, man. Again, congratulations on that.
Thanks, Kara.
Now we move on to our third place finisher. That is none other than Daniel Harrington in the 82 machine. Dan, solid place, third place. Oh, wow. Solid finish for you. Third place here tonight. Congratulations, buddy.
Oh, man, when the 04 had that rough restart, it was scramble mode. I didn't know what was going to happen at that point.
Well, scramble mode was engaged, but the 82 survived it all. Bring it home in third. Tell us about this race, as this 82 was in the top 5 seemingly all race long.
Just nailing those pit stops is what really helped out. One of them, I stayed out longer than most everyone. I wanted to get a lap lead, and I kind of missed the call of everyone else going down. Luckily, had a lot of cars coming out, so I could still draft, keep up to speed, managed to nail the pit stop there as well and come out along with everyone else. A lot of luck tonight and just a lot of hitting marks. And, man, on that last lap, that was hairy.
Well, the 82 survived to put yourself on the final step of the podium, man. Any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give for this finish here tonight?
Oh, yeah, all the admins for putting this up, you for broadcasting, the wife for letting me do this every week. Shout out for my sponsor on the car is me, all my different streams. Check out the view from the 82 at Demon Tech 82.
All right, that is Dan Harrington bringing it home in third place. Once again, man, congratulations. Nice job out there tonight. Nothing left for us here but to go through our race results. Todd Poston in the 31 machine picking up his second win of the season. Sean Stevens in the 27 finishing second. Third goes to Daniel Harrington. We got to talk to all three drivers. Thank you very much, drivers, for sticking around for that post-race show. TJ Buck gonna bring it home in fourth place here tonight. Fifth goes to the 9 of Pondo Co. Jason Kinzer finishing in sixth. Seventh, Sean Wilder in the 91. Brandon Herndon finishing in eighth. Ninth place goes to the 3 of Paul Servant. J.R. Johnson finishing in 10th. Jesse Unrow 11th. 12th goes to Donald Bennett. 13th, Lynn McNeese. DJ Mitzel going to finish in 14th spot. Ben Peterson brings it home in 15th. David Gainforth going to end up in 16th place. 17th is the 04 of Mark Mann. 18th goes to the 4 of Chris Akers. Rick Greenaway in the 151 machine will finish in 19th. 20th goes to Daniel Holloway. And JD Crow going to finish in 21st spot with Roy Grandi in the 22nd position. Stephen Herman, our race admin here tonight, thank you very much for what you do. And the 88 of Dana Osborne did not start this race here tonight. So guys, that is going to wrap it up for us here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Thank you so much for joining me here at Talladega, and we look forward to seeing you next week at Daytona for the Key Realty 187.5. So until then, everyone stay safe and have fun, and we'll see you next week.